Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Jonathan Law High School. At this time, I ask you all to please rise and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and our national anthem. At this time, I ask our class of 2021 president, Angel Santiago, to come to the podium and lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Angel. And now our national anthem, as recorded by the Jonathan Law Choir. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Mayor Benjamin Blake, members of the Board of Education, Chairwoman Susan Glennon, Board of Aldermen and Board of Finance members with us tonight, Dr. Kataya, Dr. Fedikin, Central Office Administrators, Mr. Marco, Mr. Hoggett, honored guests, faculty and staff, family members, and most of all, the class of 2021, welcome this evening to the graduation ceremony of Jonathan Law High School. It is my pleasure to introduce to you at this time Dr. Anna Kataya, Superintendent of Schools for the City of Milford, who will present this year's Salutatorian and Valedictorian. Dr. Kataya.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Congratulations, Jonathan Law, graduating class of 2021. Congratulations to the many family members and friends in the audience today. Thank you for your continued support of Milford Public Schools. Thank you to our Board of Education and dignitaries that are with us this evening. This is all about our students this evening, a great celebration of accomplishments across 13 years, and most assuredly this year as well. It is with great pleasure that I announce to you the Salutatorian and Valedictorian of the graduating class of 2021. At this time, it is with the distinct honor to introduce to you the Salutatorian of the class of 2021, Mr. Anish Sikkanam. Anish, can you please join us? I'd like to take a few minutes to share a little bit more about this amazing young man. With a grade point average of 4.868, Anish has taken the most rigorous collection of courses over his 4 years here at Jonathan Law. He successfully completed 12 AP courses along with a variety of Level 1 courses in all subjects. Anish is a member of the National Honor Society and a member of the Science Olympiad team, representing Jonathan Law in many competitions at UConn, Yale University, MIT, and Brown. In addition to academics, Anish was an accomplished member of the boys' varsity tennis team and participated in a wide variety of activities at Law. He was a vital member of the Science Club, Model UN, and was a co-founder of the DECA Club. Anish also served his classmates as a class senator in Jonathan Law's student government. A rewarding part of Anish's life in his work is volunteering, and he will graduate with distinction for volunteering more than 200 hours toward a variety of causes, including volunteer time spent at Yale New Haven Hospital, all in the name of supporting the greater good. And on top of it all, Anish carries a part-time job at Mathnasium, tutoring young students in mathematics. During the quarantine last year, Anish took some time to consider things he wanted to know more about, public office being one of them. Curious by nature, he was delighted to be able to intern for Senator James Maroney during this unique time in our nation. It was an experience, he says, he will never forget. An accomplished pianist, Anish finds the creativity of music an outlet he relies upon in all facets of his life. As a student in the Neighborhood Music School in New Haven, Anish was admitted to the Young Artist Diploma program where he honed his craft. The intrigue of music performance draws Anish in as he described the duplicity of playing. He finds the structure of performance fascinating, such as the memorization of playing a piece and doing many things simultaneously. But the part he loves best is the creativity you can add, as if placing your own fingerprint on how you deliver it. For Anish, it's an adventure. In closing, Anish believes the promise of new experiences and learning something new every day is a lifelong lesson we all should share, regardless of age or status. He looks at every day as an adventure with surprises around every corner and urges everyone to view these as unexpected and welcome opportunities. Anish, thank you for the example, and I couldn't agree with you more. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 Salutatorian, Mr. Anish Sikkanam.
Good evening, Mayor Blake, Dr. Kataya, Dr. Thompson, administrators, teachers, coaches, staff, parents, and other esteemed members of the Jonathan Law community, most notably the Jonathan Law class of 2021. We made it. One huge round of applause for this incredible class. I must thank all of the people who have made it possible for me to be able to talk to you this evening. Thank you, Mom, Dad, and grandparents, for being great role models and showing me the importance of passion, respect, and success. Thank you, Aryan, for being my #1 companion and my partner in crime. Thank you to all of my teachers for making most of every situation in this roller coaster of our high school experience, both online and in person. Thank you to the Jonathan Law tennis team for being my family away from family. Thank you to all my friends without whom I would not have been able to survive high school. And most importantly, thank you to the class of 2021 who have transformed me over the last 4 years into the person I am today. I can confidently say that our class has endured a challenging yet unique and unforgettable high school experience. This past year, the class of 2021 had to struggle to learn in a virtual format and stay motivated. It was easy to slip into a monotonous, exhausting daily routine with Google Meets, Classroom, and Docs on repeat. Nowadays, some of us actually know each other better by our profile pictures on Google Meets rather than our actual faces. And not only did a global pandemic change the way we go about our everyday lives, we also missed out on many of the pleasures that seniors normally have. However, despite what happened, despite all of the sacrifices our class had to make, we still survived, thrived, and triumphed. To put it in the words of famous rapper DaBaby, our class truly is one of the greatest, ain't no debating on it. It seems like just yesterday that we won against Foreign in the Thanksgiving football game our freshman year. As a school, we raised $12,500 for a water wheel in Swaziland Village. We created a law, race, and equity committee to promote an appreciation of different cultures among the student body. And we became a sports powerhouse during our time at law. Our track team made it to nationals. We've had numerous team appearances in states, and our girls and boys tennis teams became the SEC champions simultaneously for the first time in school history. I can't help but feel nostalgic and proud as I reminisce upon the achievements of our law-amazing class within the band, choir, National Honor Society, National Math Honor Society, National Arts Honor Society, Model UN conferences, Science Club Olympiads, Key Club decons, and so much more. I know for sure that I will miss Dr. Thompson's famed Sunday night calls. The phrase, "Good evening, this is Fran Thompson with information out of the week ahead at Jonathan Law High School," was one that I looked forward to every weekend during my high school career. But as much as I like to remember the times that we've had, it's also important to acknowledge it and address the future. In a little while from now, each and every one of us will be walking across the stage, brimming with exceptional drive, maturity, confidence, and law-amazing spirit in order diplomas. And when we walk across that stage tonight, we will walk into a new distinctive chapter of your life where we will be new people, see new places, and discover new possibilities. Whether you become an academic scholar researching the cure for cancer, the next Charlie D'Amelio, a SoundCloud rapper, or a Dogecoin trader on Wall Street, or any other occupation you set your mind to, you all have demonstrated your immense potential to overcome great challenges, succeed, and change the world in many ways. As you carve your way throughout this technological and social world, remember every lesson learned, treasure every memory you have, and cherish every law-amazing family member. But most importantly, be yourself. Steve Jobs once said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." Embrace what it means to be you, and show the world what you are capable of. And as you continue to define yourself, your goals, your values, and your life as a young adult, know that you will always have the blood of a courageous, victorious, and triumphant lawman flowing within you. Congratulations. I love you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anish, and good luck as you make your way to Smith College next year, pursuing a degree in either economics or finance. Best wishes to you. It is my distinct honor to introduce to you the valedictorian of the class of 2021 of Jonathan Law High School, Miss Catherine Mao. With a grade point average of 4.894, Catherine has taken the most rigorous collection of courses over the last 4 years, successfully completing 15 AP courses, and has been named a National AP Scholar based on her performance on our AP exams. Catherine is a member of the National Honor Society and the National Mathematics Honor Society. In addition to academics, Catherine found pleasure in many extracurricular activities, including the Science Club, where she served as president, and the Model UN, serving as secretary. When Catherine found a gap in after-school offerings, she collaborated with a classmate, and after gaining support from administrators, she helped co-found a new group called She Code, an after-school coding group for girls. In addition to school-based activities, Catherine is an accomplished pianist, having started taking lessons at the age of 9, and performing in many competitions both here and in Europe, as a member of the Crescendo International Student Exchange Program. In her spare time, Catherine, some spare time, she enjoys volunteering in the community, most notably at Yale New Haven Hospital. And in addition to all of this, she has a part-time job at Mathnasium. During the pandemic last year, Catherine had the unique opportunity to voluntarily and virtually teach English classes to children in Wuhan, China, through a platform called WeChat. She was matched with a 5-year-old boy and over time was able to build lesson plans and collaborate with the child's mother as they together journeyed through their lessons. At a time when so much uncertainty was around all of us, it's wonderful to know that humanity was at its best, with people like Catherine leading the charge. Catherine's perspective on life is really quite simple. She's a firm believer in the power of positivity and is consistently on the lookout for happy people. Catherine believes when you surround yourself with positive people, it spreads and makes any challenge you face achievable. And I couldn't agree with you more, Catherine. In the fall, Catherine will enter Brown University, where she plans to study computer science and environmental studies. Once again, please join me in congratulating Ms. Catherine Mao, valedictorian of class of 2021.
Welcome, Mayor Blake, Dr. Kataya, Dr. Thompson, members of the Board of Education, faculty and staff, friends and family members, and especially fellow graduates of the Jonathan Law Class of 2021. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for such a wonderful occasion. After the tumultuous year we've had, it warms my heart to see everyone gathered here today, celebrating as one. Just about a year ago, when Google Meets were optional, and about half of the teenage population, including me, binged Outer Banks in 2 days, somehow my brain was still able to retain one piece of information from the last unit in AP Chemistry. Entropy, the naturally occurring phenomenon for molecules to gravitate towards a state of chaos and disorder. If this past year doesn't provide evidence that entropy exists, I'm not sure what else will. A pandemic, racial protests, elections, a Capitol insurrection, the list goes on. These events, which will later feel like a fever dream, are now part of a defining period in history that our children may ask us about one day. At just 17 and 18 years old, we've endured experiences that have changed the world forever and will stay with us even as time passes. However, it also means that at such a young age, we've already learned what it means to be relentless, resilient, and resourceful. This school year, instead of sulking in our sorrows, we turned pessimism into optimism, making the most out of what we had. Whether time passes. National Honor Society organizing a show-stopping Brain Bowl production. The girls' outdoor track team being named SEC Hammonasset Division champions. Or our class officers working tirelessly with Mrs. Francisco and the school's administration to give us an unconventional but certainly unforgettable senior prom. This year was more than exceptional. Our tenacity to find light through a time of tribulation demonstrates the power we have as youth. For those who have underestimated the power of youth, consider Malala Yousafzai's advocacy for a women's right to education, Greta Thunberg as a spearhead of the climate movement, and Amanda Gorman's eloquently delivered message of hope and unity in The Hill We Climb. Although our own feats may seem minuscule in comparison, we have been fortunate enough to be given the tools to succeed. The value of our education exceeds far beyond trivial numbers in the gradebook or arbitrary scores on standardized tests. Education lays the foundation for us to become leaders of tomorrow as we engage in a perennial cycle of learning, unlearning, and relearning, a journey that started when we were just 5 years old. From the little girl decked in polka dots in Miss Andel's kindergarten class, to the high school senior dressed in cap and gown standing at this podium today, not much has changed. Quite literally too, since I seem to have only grown about a foot since then. Even if we no longer watch Paw Patrol or play with stuffed animals, deep down we're still the same bubbly kids we were back then, ready to jump out of our seats, I'm sure, if an ice cream truck with free SpongeBob popsicles were to pull into the parking lot this instant. Sorry to disappoint, there are no popsicles, but I hope that at some point today, we can all find a few moments to reminisce. As we're gathered together for one last time, take a look around at your fellow graduates. Some who you may have started this journey with 12 years ago, others who may have been there since middle school, another portion who you may have met freshman year, and a couple who you may have gotten to know just a few months ago. These are the people we've grown up with, the people we've surrounded ourselves with for such a special part of our lives. As we embark on a new journey, never lose sight of the creativity and liveliness of our youth. Integrate the carefree energy of childhood with the intellectual knowledge of adulthood to create positive change, and most importantly, believe in the power we hold. So, to the class of 2021, in the words of Hannah Montana, Nicki Minaj, and Avril Lavigne, 3 icons of our generation, the times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph and hold you in my heart forever. The night is still young, and so are we. When the sun's going down, we'll be raising our cups, singing Here's to Never Growing Up. Congratulations, everyone. We made it. See you next year, or not.
Good evening. This is Fran Thompson with the final message for the class of 2021 from Jonathan Law High School. That's right, my friends. This is it. You've arrived. You've achieved one of life's great and major milestones. You're about to graduate high school. However you made it, you did. And effective June 15th at 7 p.m., the page turns and the next journey begins. You'll be given a lot of advice in the coming weeks, some welcome and some unsolicited, and it's sure to take many forms, in texts, cards, even in person, by people who are well-intentioned and are offering information from their life experiences. It truly is a rite of passage to receive this advice. I'm certain their words of wisdom will be smarter and wiser than anything I can come up with. But I've been thinking a lot about you over the past few weeks. I listened a lot, reflected on our time together, the joys and the challenges. From August 2017 through today, here is the final Francast about defining tomorrow. Ben Franklin said, "Joy doesn't exist in the world, it exists in us." The pandemic certainly has been attributed to an unprecedented level of anxiety, doubt, fear, and uncertainty. Yet here we are tonight, on this magnificent field, your home, celebrating you as you get ready to move forward into the world. I ask you to please consider Ben Franklin's words and never lose the joy within you, no matter what life puts in your way. Spencer Sulkin once observed that our outward conditions may not always be pleasant and palatable, yet we always have the choice to stand up to their influence, to exercise our unique freedom to choose. So, my friends, I ask you, what will you become tomorrow, next month, next year? What will you become when you encounter the bad parts of life? Cruelty, darkness, pain, brought about by forces out of your control. We're faced with choices all the time. And as Tony Farkley wrote, we can always go with a choice that pulls us closer to the person we want to become. And that means choosing our futures, choosing our fate, choosing our destiny despite circumstances, despite what happens, despite where we are. You're stronger than you know. You're braver than you know. Never sell yourself short by surrendering your fate, your very identity, to external conditions. Never belittle your ability to choose. Your circumstances can generate an excuse factory in your mind, and that'll produce 1,000 reasons why you can't make the progress you were hoping to make. If you let your life circumstances define you, they will. Instead, I would encourage you to define yourself by your ability to learn from your mistakes, your resilience during difficult times, your optimism, your problem-solving skills, the resourcefulness with what you have, your contribution to the world, and your possibilities and dreams. Or, as the great Huey Lewis once sang, all I want from tomorrow is to get it better than today. So here's some food for thought on how to avoid becoming a victim of circumstance. Number one, recognize and believe that you are not a victim. These are two very different but equally important distinctions. You are in control of the outcome you have in life. While you will not be able to control every single instance, your destiny is shaped not by what happens to you, but by how you react to those events. Number two, be clear of your values and stick with them. What do you value in life? What has your family and this community and this school taught you? Write them down. Create your personal mission statement and refine it as the years go by. As you make clear your values, incorporate them into your daily routine, and you will find that whatever you do, regardless of the circumstances, it will become inextricably linked to your identity. Number three, persevere. Sticking to your values is not an easy task. In fact, you'll be challenged to compromise your integrity often as life circumstances come at you. Living your truth takes patience, time, and sacrifice. But remember, if it was easy, then it wouldn't be worth the commitment. Number four, don't play the blame game. So often, it's so easy to blame others when things don't go your way. Playing the victim becomes a self-fulfilling paradigm and an easy way to get mired in self-defeat. When this trend becomes a habit, you've let circumstances rule you instead of the other way around. So take a minute and ask yourselves, how are you responding to others' attitudes? You don't have to judge others, but you also don't have to succumb to their behaviors. And finally, and in my opinion, most importantly, please have faith in good. You will always run into unfortunate situations in life that are outside of your control. You can choose to feel sad, annoyed, angry, or stressed about the situation, or turn it around and focus on the positive. You can choose to be stuck in a bad situation or let go, move on, and start anew. I know that's easier said than done. But learn from a failure or bad experience and never repeat the same mistake. Every setback and bad situation in life teaches you something. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Take it as an opportunity to train your mind to be stronger, more resilient, more equipped to be able to deal with the things life throws at you. If you look for the good, it will find you. And please don't hoard what seems good. The impulse to save something good for a better place later is the signal to share it now. So in conclusion, I encourage you not to let the circumstances define you, define the circumstances. Because if you choose your response to your circumstance, and if you persevere and do not give up, you are in control of your future. And I know I can speak for everybody on this field tonight. That future looks very bright. So do good and be well, my friends, and know that you always have a home at Jonathan Law High School, full of people that will be rooting for you and resources to assist you when you need us. But you've got this, and we can't wait to watch you redefine what law amazing looks like. Have a great journey ahead from all of us at Jonathan Law High School. At this time, I would like to offer my sincere thanks to all those who have worked to ensure that this ceremony has been successful. Josh Marco and Mike Hoggett, Gianni Regini, VJ Cerullo, Jeff Nielsen, our IT department, Mrs. Alicia Francisco, our senior class advisor, Mike Vitale, and the countless staff and community members for their support and volunteerism for tonight and throughout the graduation planning process. All of the faculty that you see seated here on the field, along with those watching, the entire custodial staff, MGAT, Ben Waters, Garrett Clark, and our friend Blessing for the sound and live streaming production. And last but certainly not least, the incredibly patient, talented, resilient, and determined Jonathan Law High School class of 2021. I would also like to publicly acknowledge the commitment and dedication of our custodial and maintenance staff. And finally, to Dr. Kataya and Dr. Fedigan for your unwavering support. Thank you very much on behalf of all of us at Jonathan Law High School and the Milford Public Schools. Graduates, please stand. Mayor Blake, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Kataya, Dr. Fedigan, and those here tonight, these members of the graduating class have completed all statutory and school board requirements for a diploma from Jonathan Law High School and the Milford Public Schools. We will now present the graduates. Please be seated. Catherine Yoying Mao. Anish Sikkinam. Angelus Xavier Santiago. Alexis Ajiman. John Richard Elber. Catherine Madigan Allen. Carolise A. Alvarado. Layla Denise Fermil Alvarez. Jack Joseph Arsenault. Ava June Asmussen. Catherine Lucilia Haiti Ayala. Jenna Elizabeth Bagdasarian. Vanessa Ashley Fermil Balin. Brianna Marie Barella. Brandon Joseph Bartholomew. Jaden Catherine Barton. Catherine Cody Bedell. Nicholas Richard Bedell. Bridget Bianca Bennett. Emily Berard. Samuel Stephen Bergamy. Hunter M. Boyd. Samantha Carol Boyle. Owen Thomas Brennan. Sarah Catherine Brennan. Gina Maria Brienza. Alexis Celeste Broderick. Mackenzie Lynn Broderick. Kaylee Catherine Brotherton. Arisabella Chrissy Brown. Andriana Sophia Bruno. Brianna Amber Bussetti. Colin George Buckner. Catherine Elizabeth Burns. Lexia Ulani Burton. Jeffrey A. Caballero. Jack Davis Caldwell. Stephanie Ann Karen. Mia Lily Serrato. Megana Chila. Anastasia Joan Chetlin. William Richard Chiro. Saval Hilal Sinar. Anthony Correa. Amaya Elise Cortez. Mariah Paige Koto. Mia Francesca Crean. Anissa Yasmin Cruz. Jacob Dabrowski. Luis Andre Babas Decoy. Madison David. Spencer Nicholas Deere. Brittany Edith Delgado. Matthew Frank DeLucia. Sarah Grace Dessing. Amanda Dew. Anthony John DiFederico. Brooke Justina Dillman. Dan Anthony Minge Domingo Domonte. Logan Matthew Dressel. Sophia Maria Dusan. Amir Mohammed Elhel. Laura Ashley Ellison. Savannah Monet Irvin. Jake Arthur Fowler. Michael John Finara. Stephanie Ann Fair. Brian Walter Felag. Stephanie Lucia Ferrara. John Vincent Finn. Taylor Ann Furla. Ethan Michael Florio. Hunter Christopher Funk. Noah Hunter Forsyth. Brianna Marie Fricola. Olivia Rose Franzman. Benjamin Nicholas Garlock. Ruby H. Garnett. Emily Rose Genova. Rachel Kira Katrina Gears. Justin Gifford. Keyshawn M. Giles. Justin Thomas Golia. Noah Michael Golden. Trevor Matthew Goodwin. Elijah Joel Gordon. Brian Tyler Green. Lucas Adame Greifzu. Stephen J. Griffin. Shreya Gudlavaletti. Jenna Kathleen Hansen. Ethan Edward Harrigan. Caleb Charles Hart. Haley Renee Hedman. Deirdre Hereford. Mitchell J. Hodges. Atena Homerodian. John Abraham Jason Hudson. Midori Hughes. Allison Brianna Hyatt. Jack Thomas Iafeldano. Ryan W. Irwin. Nikita R. Jasuri. Ella Catherine Yambor. Samuel Isaiah Jefferson. Samuel Means Johnson. Madison Renee Jolly. Marinez Jose. Justin Robert Judge. Logan Kale. Noah Joseph Karras. Nicholas Kellogg. Fatsumai Abby King-Kittysack. Braden Robert Konareski. Caitlin Elizabeth Konareski. Jordan Conleyan. Kyle Nicholas Kosh. Claire Krasinski. Connor Larson. Justin Andrew Lazar. Joshua Oliver Libero. John Kane Lipper. Emma K. Lasinski. Jennifer Liu. Mark Hugh Lombardi. Madeline A. Lula. Cody Michael Mallon. Easton Mallon. Shreya Mandalika. James Angelo Marino. Harrison Michael Martin. Visari Martinez. Alyssa Matheson. Elena Elizabeth McCarville. Finian Martin McInerney. Rachel H. McKay. Nicholas Robert McLean. Sumiksha Pankaj Metha. Anthony Malik Mendez. Sakai Mercado. Joseph Maverick Murley. Joseph Stephen Mester, Jr. Luke John Morris. Tanya Moshirzada. Felipe Pacheco Moro. Ashley Mugford. Stephanie Joe Mugford. Molly Francis Murray. Pardip Priyalal Nair. Kaylee James Nash. Jacob John Nastasia. Alexis J. Nider. Michael Anthony Nuno. Barack Okak. You got it, brother. Riley Ocasio. Sam Moses Orega Osano. Jessica Owens. Hannah Rain Pacelli. Emily Ariana Palacios. Damon Pasacreta. Sarah M. Paulus. Michael Joseph Peterson. Shakaya Diane Perry. Craig Petroselli, Jr. Dylan Robert Pierce. Christopher Ryan Pinto. Dominic Leonardo Peruli. Edward Platnoff. Luke Richard Plyman. Morgan Elizabeth Primavera. Elma Radoncic. Umnia Fatima Rahman. Matthew Nicholas Ranilla. Hannah Rose Rascal. Jillian Elizabeth Reese. Isabella, the birthday girl and graduate, Renz. Juliana Restrepo. Jalen J. Reyes. Alexis Marie Rios. Catherine Lynn Rivera. Giovanni Alexander Rivera. Ronnie C. Roderick. Ashley Jeanette Rodriguez Oviedo. Hans Emmanuel Saludar. J. Lee Sanders. Julia Elizabeth Satterley. Addison Fellows Schwing. Cole Scalfani. Dominic Paul Sementilli. Adarsh Narayanan Senthilnathan. Sanskar Shardul Shah. Hennessy Jane Shane. Ashley Claire Shaw. Bridget Riley Shea. Robatia Sheik. Marcelo Silva. Joseph Soto. Oliver Forrest Steele. Fatima Sultana. Tanner Swanson. Isabella Faith Torres. Catherine Elizabeth Toth. Molly Elizabeth Trapletti. Noah Tutlis. Eduarda Alejandra Valencia. Greta Elizabeth Valvo. Dylan Jeffrey Varga. Justin Michael Villafane. Rachna Sai Viparla. Alexis Paige Wojtek. Charles Wang. Max S. Warner. Naheem Mackay Washington. Zachary Mark Worthman. Vaughn Christopher Weston. Dylan Michael White. Samuel Jeffrey Williams. Jordan Worth. Maxwell Herbert Wishow. Christopher Scott Wooten. Tiana Liz Xavier. I thought you were wearing the thing. Brian Edward Zirkle.
Before I ask everybody to stand, I would like to bring to the stage Miss Francisco, our class advisor, wherever she is. Or not. Oh, round of applause for Miss Francisco in the back. Miss Francisco has done everything this year. This is her first year being our class advisor, and I couldn't ask for someone to help us out better and to mentor me as class president than her. So I would like to present her these flowers. All right, now I would like to ask everybody in the class of 2021 to please stand. And as I move before this ceremony, please put your tassels from your right to your left. You may now be seated as well.
Jonathan Law alumni, you almost ready? Okay. Before we conclude, I would like to recognize some other members of our family who are also graduating tonight. School psychologist Deborah D'Angelo, English teacher Sharon Clark, and head custodian John Smith are retiring from the Milford Public Schools tonight after a career of service to our students, families, colleagues, and community. Their combined time spent in service to our profession totals more than 95 years. Please join me in a well-deserved round of applause for these dedicated professionals. Members of the class of 2021, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with my great pleasure and honor to present the class of 2021 Poppin'.